We already had a discussion on what do we mean by reversibility and what do we mean by irreversibility. Then what are the reasons for irreversibility? I mean, what makes a process as irreversible? So these are all the reasons behind why a process should be irreversible in nature. Those reasons may be a friction, it may be a viscosity, it may be electric resistances, it may be lack of thermal equilibrium. All these reasons will make any thermodynamic system to become irreversible in nature. Cycle, or to be specific thermodynamic cycle, after undergoing a series of state changes, if the initial state is identical with the final state, then it is known as cycle or thermodynamic cycle. Minimum two processes are required to complete one cycle. You can have a look at this diagram here. A thermodynamic system is undergoing change of state from state 1 to state 2 by the process A, and again it has come back to its initial state 1 by the process B. And you can observe here the initial and final states of the system are same, that is 1 here. So that is the reason why we can call this as a thermodynamic cycle. Thermodynamic equilibrium. A system is in thermodynamic equilibrium if it satisfies the following types of equilibrium, such as thermal equilibrium, chemical equilibrium and mechanical equilibrium. If you want to call any system is under thermodynamic equilibrium, it should be under thermal equilibrium, it should be under chemical equilibrium, it should be under mechanical equilibrium. Then let us start with thermal equilibrium. If there is no heat transfer between system and surrounding, then we can call it as thermodynamic equilibrium. If there will not be a transfer of matter from one part to another part of a system, then we can call it as chemical equilibrium. And if the equilibrium in which there is no unbalanced force within the system itself and also between the system and surrounding, so such equilibrium we will call it as mechanical equilibrium. If any system is under all these three equilibrium, then we can call that system is under thermodynamic equilibrium. Quasi-static process, or also we can call it as quasi-equilibrium process. A process is said to be quasi-static if the deviation of the state from thermodynamic equilibrium is infinitesimally small. Now let us understand the complete meaning of this sentence using this diagram here. In the diagram you can observe a system is undergoing a change of state from state 1 to state 2, or also we can call it as process 1 to 2. In this process 1 to 2, a system has undergone so many intermediate states here, which are represented by these dotted lines. So process 1 to 2 consists of so many intermediate states or so many states. So if you want to call this process 1 to 2 as a quasi-static process, then all these states should be equilibrium states. Then only we can call this process 1 to 2 as quasi-static process. So let us understand this quasi-static process using this example here. In the above diagram, piston cylinder arrangements are done here. Now when the weights are removed from this piston one by one slowly, then the process is quasi-static. If you remove these weights one by one slowly, then this process should be quasi-static. And if all the weights are removed at a time, then this process should be non-quasi-static. If you remove all the weights at a time, this process will be non-quasi-static. If you remove these weights one by one, then it will be quasi-static. Why it will be quasi-static? If you remove the weights one by one means, if you remove the weight one by one, then all the intermediate states should be equilibrium states. That is the reason why if you remove the weights one by one, then intermediate states should be equilibrium states. That is why it is quasi-static. If you remove all the weights at a time, the intermediate states will never be equilibrium. That is why it is non-quasi-static process.